welcome to my second match of the season with jonts. But this board is probably a little messy. Maybe the nice way of putting it. So yeah. You can do quite a, they're not draws the issue. You can do quite a bit of, well, there's draw, there's Denizen, never mind. You can do quite a bit of stuff on your mission turns using Grave Robber and of course Swindler and other trashers and things. So I think that's probably worth building towards. The Den split will probably be pretty important, though you'll need to supplement some with Forum. And of course whatever ideas you have may get quite disrupted by the Swindler. Though you can fight that a little bit in the sense that you can get your actions back with Grave Robber, and you can like if they give you duchies, you could get a salvager and convert that back into cash. So there are some ways around it. The issue here is the draw is not incredible, though it's probably good enough to at least attempt building. Given that mission is here, I think I'm going to open Sacrifice. Pardon me. Sacrifice Swindler. Try to have a decent amount of dens. I mean, it's a little ambitious, right? You don't have a great set of villages, so you can only do a little bit of any of this stuff that I'm talking about. You can't necessarily do it all. So in that sense, I'm probably over planning a little bit, but I don't think it's bad to play with more of the board. Maybe what I described is more of the board than you can actually play with. He gets my sacrifice, which fortunately is fine. Salvager is an okay replacement for that. If he doesn't want to just give me back the sacrifice, I'm fine with taking a salvager. So that part's nice. He has collision, but also has the necro to prevent that, so that was good for him. Hopefully I find one of my terminals here. It's not very likely, but it would be helpful. I may just buy the dens for a while. I did find the salvager, so that's cool. There's something to be said, of course, for doing missions as well. But the dens, while you don't have one in play, is pretty good too, I think. So here is not great. I can just trash and I think it's just trash copper, play 2 dens. I think I probably would like to hit him with the Legionary. Potentially. We'll just see how it goes. Get him back a curse. This is not deck drawing, but pretty good. This will be deck drawing. Can I afford to get the estate as a way of... Well, I don't think that's worth it. Hopefully he does not hit my swindler. Okay, that's good. I assume he may not want to, but it wouldn't be crazy for him to take the other den. So okay, that's nice. I'm not actually sure which card I want to give him here. He does have a sacrifice, so the Harbinger in that sense could be nice for that. At the same time, he's already drawing, so the silver is just money for him. May have been better to get a forum. Not sure. I don't really know about the gift of the Harbinger. That's sort of like trashing a card for him, and that may be way more valuable than him having a little more money on this particular turn. If I had been maybe paying a little better attention to what his cash situation was, possibly I could have made a better choice there. See, he had enough money anyway, so it wasn't like a big deal. I only found one den here, which is not great. I could mission to try and get more dens down. That's also not... So this is a bit odd, but I could salvage the gold and buy mission Grave Robber. That probably is not the play. I could still mission here though, to get more dens down, but we'll just go with this. Capital is strange to me. I do need to buy a forum here, I think. Actually, I don't have to. I could do the mission now and attack him, most likely. And trash again, hopefully. We can try it anyway. This seems like well worth a mission turn to me. Can't buy anything, of course. Whether I would like Grave Robber is a question to me, because it might do something for me. I'm not sure. Definitely want forums. Would prefer to find the Necro, I think, of all the things I could find. I'll be able to mission anyway, no matter what. Just sort of a question of how much good I can do. He's got to put some terminal in. I don't think a capital is the play, but I mean, I can see what he's doing with the capital. Of course, with capital you can I mean, I get the idea. With the capital you can pay it off on your mission turns, so that's not unreasonable at all as a source of buy. But he gets a swindler back, which I think I quite agree with. The main thing is to try and get them to a spot where they aren't maybe playing the dens, right, would be great. I could try and get the 3 dens down next turn, but I think I'll just go ahead and do this. This is gonna overdraw me, but so this is good. As long as we don't run into a pile out, this is all great. I definitely have been on the much better side of the swindler luck by just a million miles. Not even close. That could change, but so far. I am gonna pick up a grave robber, I think. I need to have $9. So I gotta salvage the duchy. I think I just give him the silver back. Okay. I guess this den won't actually go. Well, it doesn't matter because I don't need to necessarily. I don't need to play the gold or anything, so I have plenty to discard. Do I want to salvage or do I want to swindler? I think I probably want to swindler. I think I'm pretty good on trashing for now. It would be bad to lose this at this point, but it's still possible. Yeah, that should have never been a harbinger. That's okay. He'll probably give me harem. Or he should. I mean, he ought to give me harem. That's strange. I don't quite follow, but at least he left me the legionary. Which I think I want. Doesn't mean I have to play it this turn, but I could get capital this turn and play play another terminal that's not legionary and go for the legionary next turn. Again, the question is whether I need to trash the cursor or just do the swindler. I'm gonna have 9, 10 potentially. I could have up to 12. This will probably be for a mission for me. So I could have up to 12. Or I could have 10. Which both get me a foreign mission and probably leave me with payable debt. Pay-offable debt. Or I guess I only have 9 if I do this, discard the swindler. Just a question of whether I'm worried about whether I'd rather get the thinness here or the attack in. Let's go with the thinness. Piles certainly are becoming an issue in that I need to actually score some points potentially soon. This is not great that it doesn't matter a huge amount, or really doesn't particularly matter. Doesn't matter at all. I need a black province on my next turn, I think. Like, no doubt. The swindler I can handle losing at this point. I think. I'm still in shock that he gave me back the gold instead of a harem. Unless he just like convinced my legionary plot is really bad. I mean, in that case, I guess then it makes sense to let me keep going down that trap, but I don't think that's the case. But I'm sure he'll mission here. He may just buy a province himself. I hope these last 2 cards are not both dens. They are, so that's unfortunate. I mean, as long as if he finds forums, then he'll be fine. Like, he'll just sort of move around to his 3 dens and be relatively happy with that. And if he's got the grave robber here, he gets to steal back 1. Not if he gives me duchy, then we get to I'll have to actually look for finishes on duchies. which I might be able to just do. With pretty good confidence. Yeah. I think he has to give me not a duchy there. Just because of the number of gains I have. So I can just guarantee it. I can get 3 duchies and have, well, I can't buy a curse, right? And I can't guarantee it. I have to be able to find the grave rubber again. With an action. So it's not guaranteed. That would not be an accurate way of putting it. I'm gonna check out what's in the trash, see if there's anything helpful. No, okay. But there is a shot anyway of just finishing right here. Maybe I'm confused. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4 gains now, which would have to probably be duchy curse mission. And then I would have to draw the grave robber with an action. But it would be like salvage gold for sure. I mean, I'm probably going to go for it because I don't feel like playing this out. It would be salvage gold. Would need to trash. Maybe the play now would be to trash Necro into Copper or into Curse. So salvage gold gives me 6, and then I would be up to I guess playing the Legionary isn't wildly different than a salvage. This is tough. This line may not actually work. There's a silver, right? So salvage gold would get me to 6, 12, 15, which is sufficient for my idea. And I would want to go ahead and grave rob the Legionary into a duchy. And then I would just have to draw grave robber with Necro or Forum or Salvager. Okay. I'm gonna try it. I just want to make sure 15. Yeah. And I would have 3 buys. Oh, I don't have to. just I'm just like I'm imagining this complicated thing that when there's just this super easy thing. It's the dumbest. It's just the dumbest thing. Oh well. Hopefully, at the very least, it's funny. Just, I'm a real dingus. I'm gonna open count pawn here, I guess. The 2 is, yeah, it probably is with Peddler. It's probably worth it. What is calling a buy when you have in play? Okay, yeah, and also that leads you to getting the pawn some. No draw. Actually, no draw here. I don't know if you'll ever be able to make outposts do much for you. We got pouch 2 to also help our peddlering. I'm going to top deck the pawn and hopefully double pawn next turn. For buku points. Like he's doing there. So he's up a copper versus an estate for me. Maybe not that important. We'll just see. Should be pretty useful to be a first player here. I almost hope he drew his count so that I can get the colonnade points. Does not look like that happened, so fortunately he didn't get enough to get a peddler. So this will be pretty hard. If I had drawn my third pawn, that would have been quite nice. So I may get a little bit ahead in the peddler stuff, potentially. Not looking like very much ahead though. Again, I didn't get to what I would have liked. But it's pretty okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna lose here. Unless he gives me another win. I can buy 4 peddlers as well. I have to do it sort of differently. I could get 5 peddlers, I guess. He still lacks account trash. There's not huge incentive to build here. Well, there's distant lands. I guess distant lands is probably pretty good. Maybe an outpost is worth it. Maybe we're thin enough. It's harder now that I put the copper back in. I don't know if that was worth a 5th peddler or not. We'll see. We can buy like distant lands outposts. It's not that good, but it's probably okay. We'll need to buy an inn. But okay, so he's getting clean. The last 2 are peddlers, so I want those. This I can just top deck a peddler. Maybe I should have trashed there, I don't know. Sure. See if he goes in. You can just do a distant lands first, I guess. I think you will want an in, but you know, you don't have to get it first. At least now that there are outpost turns involved here, there's not. It's not the same parity where he would probably just tie me anyways if we start going down these whatever they're called, distant lands. These distant lands. So what are we doing here? I'm not going to be able to gain. Okay, I should think about this. I need to trash the copper. I'm not going to be able to gain a 2 distant lands on this turn at least. Maybe none of them. Unless I've confused myself. I mean, I can do it. I have to gain a copper to do it. Which I don't think is worth it at this point. Let me think. So I can draw both of those things up. That give me 6, and then but I wouldn't have. I would have to gain copper to buy 2 distant lands. Basically. The other choice would be to get like a silver. I mean, I don't have to put these. I can just discard these things, or the pawn and the copper, or the, sorry, yeah. So discard pawn copper, top deck peddler, buy a silver and a distant lands. That seems okay. Seems like something anyway. I don't know if it's okay or not, but okay. I wish I had hit this count with the copper. I would have trashed, probably. I can just discard and buy a distant lands. It's not great. It is not great. It would have really helped to be able to play the distant lands. Would have been have been quite nice. But oh well. I think my deck is gonna turn to junk here. Basically, I'm gonna fail to get the distant lands out of my deck fast enough, and I'm gonna end up just with like complete garbage outpost turns and other stuff. That will just look not very good, I think, in the end. So, not optimistic. Actually, the outpost turn went pretty well, barring the fact that we didn't find the distant lands, which, yeah, finding the distant lands would have been really great. Then it would have been totally fine. I don't know if he's going to add a silver or not. The silver is a little dubious for me, but potentially useful. Maybe the silver is what was... No, I still would have had 3 stop cards, but... Maybe my silver was super, 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 super bad. I could fully believe that. It would not surprise me in the least for that to be the case. He gets a pawn. So he'll... count pouch. Yeah, I think he's... Well... Yeah, I think he's pretty much guaranteed to get to the... I mean, he's not technically. If you see the end soon enough, it can get in the way, but... as long as you have 1 stop card in hand when you play the end, then you're guaranteed to get to the distant lands, which I think is maybe just the case period for him. I will not be playing the count this particular time. Or this distant lands. I guess I could just play 2 distant lands and stop. I mean, I'm not gonna buy that pawn. I'm not gonna lower... I mean, maybe I need to lower piles. Maybe that's my only shot. I could believe that anyway. He might have a finish if he draws well. He'll probably have a finish if he draws well, actually. I shouldn't have bought that distant lands. It's not guaranteed, but he has a okay shot at it, I think. Maybe it's a little harder than I'm thinking for him to be guaranteed to get it. he certainly can't guarantee getting double distant lands on his turn, so that's be weird to lower the pawns. I might have been good for me to lower the pawns. That maybe was my only out. I just have too many stop cards, and the money wasn't important. Like, me being able to have this silver is not useful. I'm gonna most likely have to buy province on my turn if I get one. I mean, I think I'll get one, but colonnade split hurts. Can gain quite a few duchy. I mean, you can make up points okay with the count if you're lucky. So, if he does take this distant lands, I will probably play for that. Though it's a bit of a long shot no matter what. I mean, I guess I'll play for the finish no matter what. He might buy a duchy. That might make my finish a little harder. I would certainly take a tie here. I'm not going to be offered a tie. I mean, I'm not going to get that opportunity. That would be crazy. There's just no way I'm going to have the draw here. I did at least find quite a bit of the nice stuff here. I could province play distant lands. That would he would still have a finish potentially on his turn. Otherwise, here I would be playing for buying distant lands. Playing them. And the following turn I would need to play one and gain a duchy and gain a distant land. And that would just still be just a tie. If my last if I have peddler and then silver here instead of silver then peddler, I can buy province and still play distant lands and outpost, and that would be really good. but I guess that's what I should play towards. Maybe not. So we didn't get the thing. We can play towards the tie. We've got one peddler on top. It's not like impossible. It's just super unlikely. The province thing wouldn't have been so bad. If that, I could have got a province with the count, of course. Duchy here doesn't really do much for me. These colonnade points hurt so much. This is so stupid. I almost did it. I only was shy a buck, I guess. No, I have to play the distant lands, right? Yeah, not shy a buck. Shy super more than a buck. Oh gosh. You know what I could have thought about it, since I had the silver, I had gold play as well as an option, which I didn't actually think about at all. I totally forgot about the gold option. All right. Well, so that was a fantastic bit of play on my part. A real tour de force. So yeah. It was not technically impossible for me to actually even win there. Actually, it was. Never mind. But the tie was possible. Win was not possible, but a tie was possible. It just would have taken finding all 5 peddlers and then in and being able to play distant lands and the other thing. Count. Obviously, I should have just bought a province or whatever. It was going to be tough anyway. His deck was a little bit better than mine. But certainly what I did was just suicide. This is an interesting one. Gonna want a chapel. I guess my question would be whether you want to open Swindler Chapel or Lurker Chapel. I guess probably Lurker Chapel. At least I'm willing to open Lurker Chapel. It's not super clear to me that Swindler is very good. It's not clear to me if it's good at all, actually, I guess, would be the different way of putting it. The important thing here is just that the chapel didn't miss. He gets a little bit of a nicer, he gets a little bit nicer to get the points. There. But nothing you can do. He gets a better chapel trash. I guess the chapel trash was similar. It's froze up. Hopefully we find chapel. So that was good. So I'm a little bit ahead on this front. Need to get some heralds. I guess he wanted the basilica points. I don't know if that's worth keeping a copper for, but it's probably okay. I think I would like another villa here. This will be heralds and then as many peddlers as I can get. Which is 2. I guess I could buy villas. I could have. Oh, I underplayed that, didn't I? Yeah, a little bit. This peddler could have drawn peddlers. Yeah. So this is gonna cost me a villa, basically. I mean, basically. It was not a huge deal, but it was still silly. Because he couldn't do it himself, actually. Because he still has too many stop cards. So that was just dumb. That sucks. I hate it when I miss that kind of stuff. It's not big. It's not the biggest deal, probably. still have a peddler left for me, I assume. No, I guess not. I'd probably buy a... Well, if he wants a herald, there'll be a peddler left over for me. If I can find this herald, nope. Okay, so that, oh yeah, I can still run on a little bit. The additional villa is not inspiring me, though the potential here to gain and place something is a little bit more inspiring. I still don't really have enough money to do a really nice one. The really nice one would be forge. That would be the super nice gain and play to do here. I would like to buy a peddler, so I want to make sure I have enough money for that. I would buy peddler and then villa, or peddler and then lurker and then villa. That would give me, that's free, that's 6 minus 5 means 2, 3. I don't know what this last card is. I think I'll just do peddler and then villa, I guess. How many fortresses do I have? One, 2, 3, 4, 5 peddlers. Is that a fortress? It must be a fortress. That was not a particularly inspiring play, actually. I need to draw that herald sooner. I need to draw one of the heralds sooner. Like that. That would have been super nice. He can probably get the fortress then. Not the fortress, the forge. We are going to be close to 3 piles in all the ways. Mandarin, huh? That does not look like the super thing you want to buy, but maybe it is. It's confusing to me, to be honest, but I guess double herald. I guess it lets you do double herald. Oh, you're just going to inherit heralds. Yeah, that's okay. That's something. You can't lurker for them, but that's better. That's much, much better. I don't know if we're quite to a finish yet. We'll certainly find out. If he gets a fortress here, that's going to bring him, unless he has a finish, that's going to bring him, or bring me pretty close to a finish, most likely. It'll be close anyway. It won't really be there, but I'll be interested to see what he does. I'm going to score points on my turn. I'm going to at least get one province. Maybe two. Depends on what the estate situation looks like. I would like to have two. This is not that. This is easier said than done. But I would like to have two fortresses in hand before I play the heralds, or have the forge already in hand. In which case, then it doesn't matter. Barring that, I guess one peddler in hand would work fine for that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, if he lowers the estates, I should have a finish. 4 buys. Yeah, 4 buys and 7. So I don't have a finish here. But I do need, okay, so I can play the heralds. Though it would be bad for them to find fortresses to some degree. as well wouldn't be the greatest reveals ever. Which of course means those are the reveals I get. I mean, I can lurker for a couple of them, so it's not a huge deal, I wouldn't say. Though I would tend to prefer to only have to lurker for one of them in this case. I don't know what my last card is. It might be a... No, it's not. I don't think there's anything useful. Is it a peddler? Is it just another fortress? Yeah. Having 10 here would be pretty nice. But I don't, so... Depending on what he puts up here, I will possibly have a finish. I don't think he can. It would be very good for him to be able to get the forge this turn. I don't know if he has the draw for that or not. He might. But that would be pretty useful for him. In theory, I could win if he double provinces. I have some shot of triple if my heralds hit well, so I can gain another forge. So if the heralds all hit, it is doable. Maybe. I'm not actually sure on that. Not certain I have that kind of overdraw. I'm not certain he has that overdraw, but he might. We will learn shortly. He's got something, so... I had... How many pet villas? I have 3 villas. The 4th would give me 5 buys. Okay, so I think I can do... I think I can do fortresses and estates. I think I have exactly that. I have $10, and then the fourth villa would give me the buy. I get that from forging a fortress. The lurkers gain fortresses to hand. So that should all work, assuming I hit a little bit here. I don't have to hit a huge amount, but at least I don't think I have to hit a huge amount. Maybe I do. I have to click this don't overpay 5 times. Alright, we're not moving fast. I mean, I don't think either one of us are playing that slowly necessarily, but kind of tricky games. I guess I'm going to open Diplomat Silver here. Probably going Diplomat Silver. I think I already said that, but then it's just gonna be awful. I mean, you get Vampire, right? And then you try and you get a lot of vampires, like 3 or 4. I think, at least 2 for sure. This is totally manageable though with the bat trashing. You can have a clean deck here. Cleanish. The hard part will be, I don't know what the hard part will be. I'm sure there'll be a hard part though. He gets Diplomat. He gets another Diplomat. That seems okay-ish. I do have 5 in this next hand already. You don't want to Ghost Town because you don't want to make the thingamajig miss the shuffle, the vampire. But you can start buying Ghost Towns, I guess, later on. He buys Mountebank. I'm going to buy Vampire. Hopefully he just drew his Mountebank. This was, of course, pretty sad, though I may have... If I Ghost Town, I guess I'm going to have 5 with my well, not necessarily with my Vampire, but 5 anyway. Haunting. Didn't do a darn thing. What a ripoff. So I've already taken a good deal of damage. Pretty considerable amounts of damage. It's not looking excellent for me. I wouldn't say. I would say the opposite of that, in fact. But you know what? You just gotta believe or something, I think. I think that's the important thing, is just gotta believe. Gotta believe and gotta bottom deck your mountebank. That's the important things to do. My deck is fat. Three cards? Well, I don't want to trigger shuffle. And I got a ghost town down. So I guess that's the discard for me. Oh, but war. Oh good, war. Oh good, it was war. Did I mention how good it was that it was war? It was like so good that it was war. I don't know that the coin is better than nothing. I would be relatively skeptical. I can possibly find a... Wait, maybe not. Yeah, I can possibly find a curse, right? I didn't do that with... Look at that. It's the power of diplomat. It compels me. I'm still gonna super lose. Not just regular lose. Gonna super lose. Okay. So this is something. Obviously could have just been like a ghost town, I guess. Could have been a ghost town. His deck is kind of clean. That I would describe as very slightly annoying. I don't think I want to react. He might want to get a second mountebank. Not really sure. Have I even played my mountebank yet? Here it goes. Gonna play mountebank. Oh my god. He's beating me up. Well, he can't be blocking with a curse because he hasn't got one yet. So that's going to be tough for him to do. The important thing is that we had fun along the way, and we learned a lot about ourselves. I would say, if they were asking me, that's what I would say. Boom. You've been blocked. I guess he'll get the last 2 stables now. I don't know. Does he have that many? He probably just has one. Well, he probably can, right? He probably has 1 vampire and can buy 1. Nope, I guess not. I'm surprised maybe he's not quite there to drawing the deck, but I'm surprised he hasn't at least considered buying a market square. Look, I'm winning. Now he'll empty the stables and maybe get a thing. I don't know if it really helps me to react here. I'm not sure if I want to. We'll just say that probably we do. Hope there's like 5 diplomats on top. I bought enough, right? Surely there's got to be 5 diplomats sitting there on top. Isn't he gonna get a market square and start printing that gold? Get the last 2 stables, get a market square, start living his dream. We're pretty low on piles. He buys a gold. Doesn't he know he can just like make those? He can just make them. He doesn't have to buy them, he can make them. It's way easier. He can make gold. Dude, make golds. Live the dream. Hey, I did have a bunch of diplomats there. Look at that. I wasn't even like BSing. I can't actually, there's not even value in calling the coin here, right? Because this is like the deck, basically. More or less. So it would be not a great shuffle, I think, for me. I think not a great shuffle. The question is, actually, I don't want to buy anything. That's stupid. I just don't want to buy anything. I don't need another coin of the realm. I didn't even call this one. I got ghost towns. Look at all this stuff I bottom decked. That was sad. That was just sad all around. Did he get a market square? Okay, good. He did get one. Would have been better to buy one and then to get 2 stables, but that's fine too. Whatever it is he did is fine too. I keep getting these discard attacks after he's reacted. That's basically been the story of this game for me. obviously we're going to learn here that diplomats are the superior draw, right? That's what we're going to learn. It's funny, certain aspects of my draw have been okay. And certain aspects just not at all good. He'll get to trash some curses here. He'll get to gain us something. He's got a coin of the realm too. Well, isn't he fancy? Does he just have a finish? That would be fine. That would be a-okay. He probably does not have a finish. He could buy a diplomat. I'm gonna have to buy a province. I'm not gonna have $8. That's a joke idea. 100% joke idea. Oh, look at that, jonts. Nice people grant undos. They just say yes. Simple to do. Locusts? Guess I'll get a cherry race. Guess I'll keep it. And his locust, of all, I have 50 coppers. And the locust hits a diplomat. 50 coppers. If there's one in there, there's 50. That's just the kind of adversity we're dealing with here. Alright, bat. This is on you. You can do it, bat. That's funny, I would have not been like... If I had different things. The things I had were different. I have this good feeling he's gonna be able to finish on his turn. I would say I have a good feeling about that. The odds of that happening. With 2 vampires and 30 stables. Did I shuffle? So I did get 3 stables. I just never saw them. Is that the deal mostly? This is taking forever. I assume he's got a win that he sees, otherwise he wouldn't probably trigger that shuffle. I have to assume. What's poverty? Oh. He did not need to buy that province. I did request maximum clicks though from him, so he delivered on that front. Possibly not fully maxed, but gotta be close. This looks like a real doozy, a real dipsy-doo. I don't know what that means. Well, I think I might prefer 4-3 here. I can work with a 5-2, but you could go with a couple of different things. I'm just gonna click wharf and not think about it, even though you could open something besides wharf. Maybe. Probably archive is a possibility, but you're gonna want your trashers, you know, your exorcists and or your catapults. Want your fishing villages, of course. Potentially your banks. It's gonna be a little hard. That'll depend on how many wharves you get. Sort of the feasibility of the bank, I think. Catapult exorcist looks like a pretty good opening to me. I would think that's pretty reasonable. Quite nice to get the wharf here. Probably go with. Well, we'll see what I draw. Yeah, I think I will take an exorcist. There's a chance I hit 6, in which case I can just buy the catapult with the whatchamacallit. So I did not hit 6, but that's life. He can trash here is fine. I can kind of like, you know, make a choice about whether, if he does militia me, which I kind of assume he's doing, whether I think I can. Oh, he didn't militia me, so it doesn't even matter. Don't even need a choice here. feel okay about this current status. I feel quite okay about it, actually. Apparently I've been accumulating some points as well. I'm getting a wharf. I think I'm tossing these, though I may regret that. I don't necessarily regret it. I wouldn't say. Did not find the wharf there. That's his first wharf. I'm probably in okay shape. Yeah, I can live with this. I can live with having like all of the everythings. All of the labyrinth points and a good deck, and decent lead. I think we can work with that. I wonder if he'll buy copper. That would be kind of greedy. I mean, I understand the motivation, but I'm not sure I agree with it in practice, to be honest. It's a little dubious to me. So then, here we are. Won the war split pretty good. Can have up to 11. Could get an imp. Could give him a curse. I don't know if there's anything exciting to do with the Exorcist at this point. Okay. This is either... Well, bank war should be fine. So I can have 10, 15, or I can have a little bit less and attack him. I'm not at all certain that that was correct. As long as he doesn't have the buys for the estates, I will build on. She's just not going to have anytime soon. He is kind of doing this thing where he ratchets up the money a little bit more than me. Which is a fine thing to do, I guess. That was a turn I played 3 wars. I'm super confused. What happened last turn? I guess I have super lopsided wharf action here. Is that the is that the basic situation? Can he triple province? If he draws, maybe. He might be able to. I've managed to confuse myself. So that's always good. Oh yeah, I also have those labyrinth points. Those are nice. I got super confused about the wharf sitch at some point. I thought I had them better balanced. Apparently not. He's gonna play for me dudding with the 4 wharves in play. That one thankfully didn't last that long. Last one. See if we tie or if we get a 4th. Not huge amounts of stuff to do here. You can just kind of do venture, I guess, as your way of having money. May work as a way of not getting too terribly many bandit fort points. Probably want to open ambassador, maybe secret passage. Certainly going to play with lighthouses, plenty of lighthouses, or some lighthouses at the start. I guess you could try to not play with ambassador. I think you just want the thinning, I guess would be my thinking, but you could get your thinning elsewhere. I mean, you could buy lighthouses early and go for like a salvage or counterfeit kind of approach. I would be a little worried about that not getting thin, I guess, as fast as you'd like. I'm going to pair the ambassador with a secret passage. I'm not worried about double ambassador here, I don't think. You just buy lighthouses. This is pretty crummy shuffle so far. We'll see what we get in the next bit. It's not a huge deal. If we don't miss the ambassador, it's not that bad. But so like this is okay. It hurts to. It may hurt like if he like. Right, I would rather have secret passage, I think, than 2 lighthouses, but that's okay. We'll get it all squared away eventually. Whether we get it squared away in time to not lose is another question, but I was thinking you could do bridge and ball for ventures. Might be an okay move at some point. Maybe it's not, but it seemed like it might be alright to me. Hopefully he doesn't find the ambassador, but he could. I don't mind having 3 letting in. This is going to be pretty rough, assuming he kind of takes a reasonable path. Feels like I want to put a state back and just hopefully get some ambassador shrinkage going on here. I don't know if it's worth it to play 2 lighthouses and not get protection. If we don't find ambassador here, we're gonna just be in an awful way. This is pretty rough. Probably just gonna take a lighthouse. Two secret passages is fine. This is not winnable from my current position. I really needed to find a lighthouse there. Because if he's hitting me with him again, and he is, almost certainly. Okay, he's not. That's not so bad. The 3 lighthouse players feels really bad, but I feel like I have to, and I'll buy a secret passage and hope we get double estate return on the next one, and then it's gonna be something weird, something very weird. All right, so no secret passage coming. I almost don't want to buy the bridge in case it like makes him think of what I want to do. Probably not worth worrying about at this stage. And also fully not winnable with him having 6 secret passages. Or he probably has more than 6. But we'll play it out. See what he does. Gets a gold. I don't need this copper anyway. So if I do find the ambassador, I will favor playing it this turn. Certainly. Maybe not bottom, but okay. So that is accomplished. I guess he'll double venture. Can do a lot of different stuff. He could add a bridge. There's just super duper no way. Only good thing going for me right now is he is a silver and a gold, but he can counterfeit those when he needs to. So it's not that good of a thing. And he can get like 4 ventures here, super easy. He may not want to do that because that might be a pile out, but so he didn't really quite have the money for that. Huh, I wonder if I counterfeit, if I can make $10 and win. Oh, the lighthouses aren't gone. So I wonder if I can make $11 and win. That doesn't seem especially likely. But it's a little bit interesting that he left that. Like, if I counterfeit a venture, it's just gonna I'm not gonna, it's not gonna work. This sucks that I'm still not actually filtering into the next turn. It's not good anyway. Can I buy a province? I mean, this has got to go at the bottom. Can I buy gold? Would that help me win? Is buying duchy show my hand too strongly? Does it matter? I mean, what is my hand in here? Do I have a hand? Does it even make sense to talk about having a hand? I guess with 7 I could have gone Duchy Lighthouse. He can just like trash his gold and buy a province. Like, that's all he has to do. Or trash his silver, buy a province. It's not. I had to hit it that turn, and I don't think that was possible at all. Like, there wasn't a draw where it was possible. I'm going to play 1 venture, right? Because it could, I think the last cards are Lighthouse Ambassador. So it could reveal a counterfeit, in which case I then get to counterfeit a venture, which is possibly not that useful. I don't really know. I could almost believe that we were living in a world where it would have been better for me to not buy the duchy and just like not pretend like I was going for a pile out or anything. But I don't think any of it works, so. Oh. If he balls for duchies, that's certainly one way of guaranteeing I don't have a finish. If he balls for ventures, that's certainly one way of giving me a shot at winning. Ugh. I think I could get more than $9 with my hand, because I have one of the ventures, like venture. Let's say the venture finds a counterfeit, then that's 1, 2 for that counterfeit, then 2 more for the venture, and then it would. I'm not counting very well, but basically I would get 6 total off the ventures, and then maybe it's $10 is my max. I think $10 is my max. I don't even know if there's that many coppers in there. Did one venture really help me? I don't have. If I play this venture, I'll get. Yeah, I'm just gonna have 10 because I don't have a silver. I had to draw. If I had. If I had drawn the lighthouse rather than the estate, then it would have worked. I believe. That's just not true, though. It's simply not consistent with my deck contents. So there's that. There's that bit of trouble. Is that it just is simply untrue in all the ways. Anyway. That's the main takeaway. Did I have a chance to buy? What did I do on my turn? Could have been a gold or something. That would have still not worked. Assuming he finds his bridge, he should be okay. I would have needed a copper. I didn't really know how many things I had in my hand. So alright, well, we split. So thanks for watching. See y'all. See y'all later. I confuse myself. Goodbye.